Very much. Nasser Hassan, Russia Today channel. Mr. Lavrov, how could you comment the latest sayings of Barack Obama that the US contributed to the change of authorities in Ukraine and does not exclude the possibility of giving arms to the current authorities of Ukraine? And in addition, the focus of attention was on Syrian crisis as well. What is your evaluation on the result of the last Moscow meetings between the representatives of the Syrian opposition and the Syrian authorities? What are your evaluations about the result of them? The participants gave positive opinions and they want to meet further. And how would you develop this initiative? How will you send invitations to the participants, etc.? Well, as far as the interview of the President of the US to the CNN channel is concerned, I believe there are two important moments which are important. There have been confirmation that the US were directly involved from the very beginning in the this anti-governmental coup d'etat. And President Obama neutrally called it the transition of power. Secondly, I'd like to note that the rhetoric which could be heard in this interview speaks about the intention of Washington to do everything further on to support the actions of the current Kiev authorities, which put the stakes on the suppression of conflict by force. We are convinced, and this evaluation is shared by many of our partners, including in Europe, that a direct dialogue needs to be organized between the Kiev authorities and the representatives of the Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics. But these efforts face the attempts to overthrow this negotiations process. But I'm convinced that everyone who wants Ukrainian people to live in peace, Russia is one of them, Germany, France, Italy as well, should continue the efforts to organize and launch the direct dialogue and for the dialogue to bear result. Our Western countries have been urging people to dialogue in all the countries of the world, in all the conflicts, in Yemen, Afghanistan, Iraq, Sudan and South Sudan, and Ukraine is regarded as an exception at the moment, because many partners are not saying anything about the dialogue, but saying something about supporting Kiev, and do not criticize the evident negative steps taken by the Kiev authorities. I will not enumerate them, but I'll highlight once more that a direct dialogue is needed, and we will be involved in organizing it both as a country which works in a contact group, assists to a contact group, and as a neighbor of Ukraine. We are doing a lot to support their economy, and as the OSCE member as well. About the consultations from the 26th to the 29th of January in Moscow with the participation of the Syrian opposition and the Syrian government. Yes, we've heard positive evaluations about the results, and not even from the direct participants of the meeting, but from other opposition groups which by that or this reason could not respond to our invitation now. They are now sending signals that they would like to be seen on the next meetings. We will have consultations with our colleagues and with the neighbors of Syria, with Egypt, for example, because it takes steps to help and form the common views within the opposition. And the Moscow meetings is going along the same lines. The several principles which the moderator of the Moscow discussions has formulated on the outcome of the discussions are very well shared by the opposition and the government. So we have, I would say, quite modest but still hopes to assist the parties in launching a full-fledged negotiations process which the Syrians themselves should agree upon all the matters of life in their country. Thank you.
Next.